Hello, I'm Coercer and welcome back. This time around we will be watching Artifact Cup number 31 and like Artifact Cup number 30, this will be a round robin tournament, which means that everyone gets to play against everyone in best of ones. So basically everyone just plays a match against everyone else, and this is played in rounds. So we have in this tournament we have 6 players, so that in the end we played 5 rounds, yes, and in each round we had 3 matchups. So let's just begin with round 1, and we'll start with Ewok and Noneyadambus. They will be playing on Dune C, which is a 4-player map, and this time we will have a coalition versus coalition matchup. I'm actually not sure if I've ever casted a coalition versus coalition game on my channel. Just now when I said we'll have a coalition versus coalition game, I'm pretty sure I never said that, so it'll be interesting to see what will go on in this match. Now, just as a short interlude while this loads up, Majiir is casting Artifact Cup number 30 and he's uploading all the matches on his channel, and I'll put up a link to his channel in the description of this video, so you can go check that out. He's really good at what he does and he's also very entertaining. So we have loaded in, and we'll be watching this from Ewok's perspective. So Ewok is playing as the dark gray, I guess, and slightly, and I guess it's orange, yeah, orange coalition. And up here we have Noneyadambus playing as the bluish orange coalition carrier. So even in the color scheme we have some similarities in the matchup. So Ewok just went ahead and started constructing an early support cruiser, which I guess really is a good idea on a big map like this. You have plenty of time to react should anything come your way, and besides, I'm pretty sure Ewok will go for a AV opening. He is researching light assault vehicles at the moment, and it looks like Noneyadambus is just producing salvagers for the moment, so he will be long hauling from the second main resource patch that would usually belong to a second player, as these maps were designed for 2 versus 2 play. So Ewok's support cruiser is already in position, and now salvagers and light vehicles are popping out from Ewok's carrier. It looks like he constructed just 1 LAV or 2 LAVs. He's going to scout around to see if anything is already coming his way, while Noneyadambus has positioned his carrier between those 2 patches in order to minimize the distance the salvagers will have to move, which is a good idea. Usually it's best if you still position your carrier that at least one group of these salvagers doesn't have to move at all, and the other just has a shorter path to your carrier. But I guess even this is better than the salvagers having a really long way to go. But if you get a support cruiser, you don't need to move your carrier at all. So Ewok has researched AV tech. He is now also researching Power Reserve 1, so his base will be even more secure. And Noneyadambus is pumping out LAVs at the moment. He has 3 on the field, and Ewok will see one of those LAVs with his own, and we might have a small skirmish on our hands here. Let's take a look at these 2 clashing. Yeah, that looks so cool. So Noneyadambus wins that small skirmish there, and now he does have quite a few LAVs on the field, but Ewok has AVs out, and it looks like he's going straight for Noneyadambus's base, and Noni really doesn't have any kind of answer at the moment, though he is constructing AVs of his own. So even if these AVs move straight across the map, at least there will be some offensive units for Noneyadambus out on the field, so he will be able to defend more easily. Noneyadambus is moving his light attack vehicles on the other side of the map. He is trying to avoid any AVs that might be moving across the map, or he's just trying to be a little bit sneaky. Ewok moves in with an LAV, scuts ahead, sees that there are AVs on the field, and I'm not quite sure why Ewok waited here. I just think that if you already have these early AVs out on the field and they're practically right in front of your enemy's base, you might as well just move them in, unless he is just trying to make sure that he has multiple AVs in Noneyadambus' base, so it'll be much harder to deal with them. And Ewok will now have to deal with these marauding LAVs from Noneyadambus, and Noneyadambus goes ahead and immediately targets the support cruiser, which is always a good idea. Usually if you go for the salvagers, the support cruiser unknowingly heals them while you DPS them, so getting the support cruiser is always a good idea. Ewok has rerouted one of his AVs back to base, and pretty sure that Noneyadambus has noticed that Ewok has railguns on the field. A support cruiser pops out just before that first support cruiser gets destroyed, so I guess Ewok is just back where he was, even though that was still an investment that was lost. Now Ewok moves in force with his AVs, and it looks like he is initially targeting Noneyadambus' AVs, which is a bit of a waste. But those two other AVs that just stayed put there and are being ignored by Noneyadambus' AVs are just killing these salvagers like there's no tomorrow. Now it'll be just interesting to see if Ewok will target this logistics module. That would be pretty good and pretty huge, because then Noni would be even more behind. Ewok manages to take out all of the salvagers. Well, there's still one remaining. Oh no, none remaining on that patch, and now those 3 AVs are moving across to deal with the remaining salvagers, but the logistics module is still up, and Ewok now has coalition railguns on high ground, targeting down Noneyadambus' AVs in the distance, and that can be very devastating. And if Noneyadambus doesn't quickly move those AVs closer, or places or he could place just successive smoke walls or smoke grenades, so he could close the distance here to Ewok's position. And if he doesn't do that, he's going to lose all of those AVs, and he even lost a railgun almost immediately. Dealt some damage to one of those railguns, but in this kind of position, most of the salvagers are dead, and the enemy has the high ground. This can be very dicey. Now Noneyadambus could potentially move out with his carrier and try to push off these railguns, and the AVs won't really deal any damage to a carrier, but I'm afraid Noneyadambus is just losing time fighting AVs with AVs, while he could try and roll past these and at least take out the damaged railgun. I mean, he lost those AVs anyway, so he could have tried and gotten in close to those railguns, possibly take out 1 or 2, and the situation wouldn't be quite so dire. Unfortunately, since Noneyadambus doesn't have a support cruiser anywhere, all of those salvagers will be picked up by Ewok's AVs. I'm pretty sure nothing was going on Ewok's side of the map, and Ewok is now just pumping out railguns continuously. Noneyadambus does have 2 LEVs here, didn't notice them before. Maybe he'll make something happen with these. And indeed, if those railguns remain where they are, these LAVs could take out at least one, at least the damaged one. One of those railguns nails a hit on an LAV and it immediately catches on fire. But pretty sure these railguns won't be able to take out these LAVs anytime soon. One railgun goes down, and it was one with full health, so Noneyadambus is slowly taking out those railguns, but he lost his entire economy. Does he have any resources left? Noneyadambus, yes, he still has some, so maybe he manages to take out these AAVs, and since those railguns will be kept busy by those LAVs, he could rebuild those salvagers, but at this point I'm afraid Noneyadambus is done. Ewok just has too much stuff on the field. Ewok has also pumped out 3 base runners, and he's going to pick up all 3 of these artifacts. There are more AAVs streaming in. There is a missile battery accompanying those AAVs and railguns. And with just his carrier there, even though it does have 2 levels of power and weapons and 1 in range, that just won't be enough to deal with this unless Noneyadambus would be really aggressive with his carrier now, and these AVs would just happen upon the carrier being right there. Then Noney could potentially take out a few of these railguns. But right now things are looking very bad for Noney. And even if Ewok doesn't move in with his force and takes out Noney's carrier, Ewok is definitely going to win by artifacts, because there is nothing on the field that can stop those base runners from moving around. And there's a bit of a AAV duel going on here. Both AAVs. Do they have both? No, Noney's doesn't have any armor upgrades, but it has a veterancy rank, so it deals 10% more damage. But now those railguns are in range, and that AV gets taken out. So the last offensive unit, Noneyadambus, is done. And Noney has built up or rebuilt some of his economy, and pretty sure the only thing he could do that could potentially help him is invest into carrier power, but he simply doesn't have enough resources, and he is definitely out of time now. All of those railguns on the high ground will rain down death on his carrier. Noney making a valiant last stand, but this is just too much of a force for him to survive this attack. His carrier is taking out railguns, but it won't be enough.
Artifact recovered. Authentication confirmed.
Noney's carrier is taken out, and Ewok wins this match, which does mean that Noneyadambus is eliminated, since, as discussed before, this is a round-robin tournament. So we get to see more matches with Noneyadambus. He will play against another player in the next round, and we'll just take a look at the other matches in round 1. So that means Ewok got 1 point, and in the end, at the end of all of the rounds, we compare how many points each player has gained, and that determines the final rankings of this tournament. Well, thank you for watching, and let's take a look at the other games in round 1 next.